Welcome to Brainstorm MTG. I'm ELD, and this is Fast Effect, Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Mass. Here we have Jacob on a Humans port of the Modern deck over to Legacy. We'll see what goodies he gets with this new larger card pool versus Arnold on Blue-Red Delver, a format standby that has been doing quite well despite the influx of all sorts of new color options. And we've got Grim Lavamancer being uncontested here as Daze stops this Aether Vial. Would have made all of Jacob's humans potentially uncounterable moving forward. And Arnold says, I'd rather you have no permanence. How about we wasteland your one land, another Aether Vial, and that gets Force of Negation. So this wasteland Jacob's lone permanent here against this Grim Lavamancer who looks to do a lot of work. And wastelanding Jacob's Wasteland on top of it, now Noble Hierarch. But with all those cards in the graveyard, as long as Arnold has a red source, and we know he does from the days, that's really going to make it difficult for any of these one-drops to stick around. Mother of Runes being thrown right under the bus as well, as Grim Lavamancer are going to be able to take her down, potentially preventing flashback from future cards. But this is looking very grim here for Jacob. Now, I'm not sure how this build can really interact with creatures on board, aside from trying to go way over the top of them. This 5-color mana base may have a hard time casting cards like Swords to Plowshares, and I think we've got Champion of the Parish there. Creature that can get quite large, and Jacob functioning to a degree on this 1 mana, but this Grim Lavamancer doing so much work. Now a Dreadhorde Arcanist. And will the champion get taken down? Noble Hierarch triggering. Grabbing a Volcanic Island. And Grim Lavamancer taking him down while he's still got 1 toughness. Still would have been able to do it even with 2 toughness. Preordain. Finding 2 cards. 1 is not going to be good enough. I'm not sure if that deck got cut by accident there. Now Forked Bolt taking down the Hierarch and doing 1 to the face. Flashing back. Brainstorm with this Arcanist. And this is just going to be tremendous card advantage here. Oh, just showing a Lightning Bolt. That is brutal. This game very likely going in Arnold's direction. Jacob putting up as much of a fight as he can. It's hard to imagine him being able to actually find his way back into this, though Aether Vial could be a start. Mother of Runes likely, really has to be handled right away. Do not want an untap step happening with the Mom, as she'll start to stop all of this efficient burn. Effectively countering one of them. Ponder. And this graveyard just getting swole here as Grim Lavamancer and Dreadhorde Arcanist just wet their chops. They're going to have all sorts of good targets here. Dreadhorde Arcanist flashing back. Forked Bolt. And pushing through some damage. Cavern of Souls with an uncounterable Reflector Mage. It's going to bounce that Arcanist. Lightning Bolt takes out that Reflector Mage for his trouble. And now Vapor Snag. Arnold with just all the answers here. 3 damage coming in. Vapor Snag adding an additional point to the mix. Just a relentless assault here from Arnold, even with this Reflector Mage bouncing. And now, it looks like a Recruiter of the Guard. Huh. Or Imperial Recruiter, I would think it would be Recruiter of the Guard. It looks like an Imperial Recruiter, a red card in a otherwise mostly blue-white deck. Or, it's Bant, it's got the Noble Hierarchs. But it does have a 5-color mana base. And yeah, he's searching, so I think that's what that card is. And that is going to grab, looks like Tomic. He is a 2/3. Down to just 3 life. And Vapor Snag clears him out of the way. And Delver of Secrets can come in for the win, or Grim Lavamancer can activate your pick. And Arnold getting game number 1 here. Jacob going to be on the play. We'll see if he can rally back. This 5-color mana base definitely has some issues in this matchup, so very susceptible to Wasteland, and also can potentially get absolutely wrecked by Price of Progress. I mean, if he has even 3 lands out, things like Cavern of Souls, Ancient Ziggurat, Uncharted Territory, I believe it is, Unclaimed Territory, the Ixalan land. All of these 5-color lands really play directly into the blowout spell of Price of Progress. So we'll see if that becomes a factor in this match as well. Blue-Red Delver, one of those decks that leverages going first quite well. It does really enjoy being able to get down a Delver, untap, and then kind of decide what to do for the rest of the game. Either playing control, committing more resources to the board, going after the opponent's mana base. You know, every turn that they slow you down when they're hitting you for 3 is just another turn that they get closer to victory. And Blue-Red Delver, perhaps one of the best Delver builds at really playing that tempo game. As you splash into other colors, you can get a little bit more raw power. You know, when you can resolve a, say Tarmogoyf, for example, or Renin 6, you can play the control route a little more differently. Whereas Blue-Red Delver really does enjoy the tempo range, the ability to get within burn range and close things out a turn sooner than you otherwise would. Of course, cards like Abrupt Decay may be better answers to so many permanents, but there's nothing quite like answering a threat by just killing your opponent. That is generally the best answer possible, is to just go for the win. And Arnold now mulling to 6. This London Mulligan, very welcome addition to the format. A little bit of Chicken Little talk when it was first announced. I think everybody for the most part has kind of regained their sanity there and recognizes just how much better it is when you are mulliganing to not just be playing a game just for kicks. I mean, there's certainly times where I've won on mulls to 5 in the past, but it is a much more likely scenario now. Thalia plus Wasteland, and right now this is really favoring Jacob here. So he's got a Thalia down. She's a very, very potent threat, and even though if everything stays exactly as is, Arnold will win, do not expect that to be the case. Reflector Mage bouncing Delver, and just like that, things have completely changed from 3 damage a turn from both players to now 4 damage for Jacob and nothing for Arnold. He has a Wasteland in play. And whoa! Blazing Volley, I think that is. That's the Amonkhet card. It does a damage to each creature an opponent controls. Could have been Forked Bolt as well. Either one of those would have been very potent there. A Champion of the Parish and now a Thalia's Lieutenant. And Jacob mounting quite an offense despite that blowout card. Dreadhorde Arcanist can potentially flash it back, but now it's not going to be nearly as good. Meddling Mage coming down, growing the Champion of the Parish and the Thalia's Lieutenant. And now Reflector Mage in a 3/3, able to fearlessly swing in here. The Reflector Mage will bounce off of this Dreadhorde Arcanist. Just 3 damage is going to come in. We've got a Brainstorm clearing that Thalia, very significant. She is Very difficult for Blue-Red Delver to navigate through. It has so many 1 casting cost spells that literally would be unplayable at 2 mana. A card like Preordain at 2, you would absolutely never sleeve up in a Legacy deck on purpose. Another Dreadhorde Arcanist, and there's a Lightning Bolt in hand. We'll see. Not actually sure. That may be what the Meddling Mage is naming. Another Thalia's Lieutenant, pumping the entire team. All the humans getting +1/+1 counters. And what a difference it is to be a 1/1 versus a 2/2 against this board. These Dreadhorde Arcanists at best gonna bounce with any of these threats, and at this point they would just be straight up chump blocking. A Delver of Secrets forced into a chump block, not even taking down one of these threats. The Reflector Mage a 3/4. It's a huge backside, out of range of Lightning Bolt. Vapor Snag, bouncing the Meddling Mage, potentially freeing up some type of removal spells, but Arnold throwing in the towel there. He could have potentially cast that Lightning Bolt, flashed it back, but at only 4 life, he would need to commit too much to make that happen, to too little effect. And seeing the writing on the wall, we're going on to game number 3. Arnold's going to have the play this time. We'll see what he can do to leverage it. Perhaps leading out with the turn 1 Delver. That is really what the deck wants to be doing. Dreadhorde Arcanist and Young Pyromancer mostly rounding out the creature suite for Blue-Red Delver. Many of them are running True Name Nemesis or Snapcaster Mage as well. And Jacob showing some real resiliency here with this humans deck after an absolute drubbing game number 1. Is forced to game number 3. And is very much in this match. If these humans are allowed to work together, things get out of hand very quickly. Both players mulliganing. I got to imagine Blue-Red Delver probably mulligans better than humans. Humans very much relying on the synergy of other humans. Mulling down to, your logical extreme. If both players just have a single land and a single card, land Delver, almost certainly going to be better than anything Jacob could possibly mount. With just a single mana and a single card. Champion of the Parish takes quite a while to catch up to that 3 power. And Preordain for Arnold. Cavern of Souls for an uncounterable Noble Hierarch. Young Pyromancer coming down, getting ready to create a team of its own. And Reflector Mage has been surprisingly good here. I would not think that it would be particularly good in Legacy, but I mean, we're seeing here versus the other creature decks, it's been very solid. And of course, versus things like Emrakul or Griselbrand, it's got some power there. A Champion of the Parish, and now I believe that's a Thalia. Young Pyromancer coming down. That is not a Thalia. I am not sure what that card is. I can't quite tell. We've got Thalia's Lieutenant, another Lieutenant. And I believe just Desperation Mode here, dazing despite not actually countering anything. And Reflector Mage swinging in. 3/4 Mage. Just brutally, or chump block from a single token. Delver not flipping. Then another Delver joins on, and this is looking really good for Jacob. He's got a whole team of humans together. They are gigantic, and now I think Kitesail Freebooter that sees a daze just to create a token. And Null Rod is taken under the Freebooter, and now there is a Thalia. Chump blocking. And that is gonna do it. Jacob absolutely overwhelming Arnold here with the synergy of this human tribe. This modern deck may just be a deck for you to try out here in Legacy if you're a modern player. Come on over and enjoy the bigger card pool. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.